Hi, so I'm Celia Robles. I work with special ed. I'm from the special education department. I'm the occupational therapist. And I decided to become a special education therapist or work with SPED because of the kids. It's a very rewarding job. I'm able to help support their learning and help support their growing in ways that are meaningful to them. And my stepson was a child with disabilities, and I know that those kiddos have to work twice as hard. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to work here with great kids like Marcus and work in special education here in Donna ISD.
Hi, my name is Monica Ramos. I'm a life skills teacher at Donna North High School. I love special ed. I became a teacher in the special ed setting just for many reasons. One reason being I was in a family of teachers, and I always saw my aunt working as a VI specialist, and I was amazed how she would work doing the Brailing. She would translate everything into Brailing for one of her students, and that was when I was younger. When I went into college, I first graduated as a kinesiology major, and my first job was teaching PE. Well, that first job gave me 10 children with special needs. It was awesome. I learned how to work with them, how to have them engaged in sports even though they were in their Special Olympics. And finally, I had been out of teaching for a while because I become a mother, and I started substituting again, and I started substituting at one school, and I started substituting in a behavioral unit. And Noelia Perez, which is one of my mentors, she would just tell me, you're so good with the students, why don't you just go into special ed? Well, I worked more and I worked more while she was on maternity leave, and I just, from that day on, I just started. It's been about 18 years that I've been working with special needs students, and it's, there's no better feeling than seeing them excel in things. I mean, not just in my classroom, but in their theater classrooms and their ag classrooms, just seeing them come out, become their own person.
Hi, my name is Laura Champion, and I'm one of the educational diagnosticians at Donna North High School. And the reason I became a special educator is a personal one. I had a motorcycle accident when I was 19 years old that resulted in traumatic brain injury and many broken bones. So because of that experience, I felt that it was important for me to reach out and study and help others who had disabilities and that had challenges that they had to go through and try to overcome. So as a special educator, it is my passion to help kids see their dreams through and know that they should never give up. It's so important to keep trying, even if it's something that they feel or the rest of the world says you can't do. It's so important to keep at it and never give up. Never let someone tell you that you can't do something. So I've been doing this for 26 years, and it brings me so much joy to see our kids be accomplished and be out in the community doing the things that they love and pursuing their dreams and overcoming all challenges. I'm only one person in a very large team that comes together and helps kids to fulfill these dreams and fulfill their goals. And I am just so passionate about it, and that's why I've been doing this for 26 years. And I love every minute of it.
Hello, my name is Jesse Melgoza, and I'm the VI teacher and orientation and mobility specialist for the district. We work with students that are blind and visually impaired. I enjoy this type of job because it's very unique, it's very different. The population is so small, and we get an opportunity to work with students and guide them and prepare them for post-secondary programs. I chose this field for visual impairment because it really hits home. A lot of people don't know this, but I have keratoconus. It's an eye condition where eventually I'm going to need a corneal transplant. Being that I want to know more information about this impairment, I decided to test this field of visual impairment, and I loved it. I loved it so much that I ended up getting a master's in visual impairment, and at the same time I also have a certification at the master's level of orientation and mobility. not only do I do it for myself, but I also do it for my students, because it's a very small, unique population that they miss out in a lot of the information. So being that I'm duly certified in both VI and orientation and mobility, and knowing that how myself eventually I'm going to need a cornea transplant, I figured that what better way to help our students when knowing that I get to walk the path with them. Just like myself, I have an idea what they go through. In the last 15 years of doing this job, we had students who attended college and went on to further education, knowing that we have an opportunity to touch our students and help them to become independent as possible. It's a very rewarding job. I encourage you to try it out and see. We're very few out there, and who knows, we could have our next VI orientation and mobility specialist.